champion.
A special Sunday edition of Combate Global, and it's not just any Sunday, it's Halloween Sunday. It's horror in La Jaula coming your way. There will be some scares, there will be some fantastic action more than anything else. We're having a fun night. It's Halloween, but it's all business inside there. La Jaula awaits two monumental performers for Combate. Ismael Zamora looking to go 5-0 in 2022. Melissa Amaya looking to go 5-0 in her career. And so much more. We'll get on with the preliminaries, which are very interesting in their own right. First things first, the main card. There is Kraken Zamora to take on French kickboxing, elite French kickboxing talent, Azizoun. Melissa Amaya already said it. This is going to be her toughest test to date against the very decorated and experienced Alitzel Mariscal. And coming out will be Cuba versus Spain to start the main card as Enzo Perez will face Fabia Sintes from Menorca. Says he has the only gym in Menorca. So it's all centered around him, and he's looking to put Menorca and the Balearic Islands in Spain on the map. We'll get to that later. But we begin with our main card. We'll have action coming your way right now. We'll be in the flyweight division. Carlos Mascorro, Roger Blanque. And two fighters that we've seen in the past have had some success here in Combate. Very important. They want to get on the main card. In order to do that, got to get a victory. The man known as the Eel, La Anguila Mascorro, coming out of Ciudad Juarez in Mexico, and the man based in Barcelona in Roger Blanque, who has been called the Irishman. We'll give you a little background on his nickname, but we're ready for the action. We're ready for the jaula. We're ready for the horror. We're ready for Lupe Contreras.
Entrando a la jaula, Carlos Mascorro.
Carlos Mascorro, from one of the excellent border towns in Mexico that's provided so much talent, whether it's Tijuana, Mexicali, and certainly in Ciudad Juarez. Former soccer player, had a base. He comes into this fight, 4 wins, 4 defeats, does have a couple knockouts. All his fights, when he wins, he finishes.
Absolutely. Now, he is coming up a loss against Max Gonzalez, but he's a strong stand-up fighter. Great combinations. Looking forward to see him again in La Jaula.
Back to Lupe.
Su contrario, Roger Blanque.
Roger Blanque coming back to the jaula for the first time since July. He lost to Carlos Puente Jr. via second-round sub-rear naked choke. Trains with MMA Barcelona, also Flama, led by Victor Nunez. We know Spain is getting better and better in MMA, and certainly in Barcelona, where there are more gyms and more talent, including this man who has been at MMA for 18 years.
Very flashy and creative fighter when he's inside La Jaula. And crazy story, last time around, he was supposed to be in his honeymoon. He decided to take a fight. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way. So I'm sure this one right here, he's dedicating it to his wife. Looking forward to Roger once again inside La Jaula.
Let's go head-to-head, cara a cara between the Mexican and Spanish fighters. Mascorro, 3 years the younger, 2 inches taller, does have a minor reach advantage. We will be in the flyweight division. Mascorro just a tick above the limit, but we're all good in a very quality-driven division. 2 guys looking to make the upward movement. Let's go to Lupe for our first fight. We are ready for the action.
Este duelo, 3 vueltas, división peso mosca. This bout 3 rounds in the flyweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Richard Green Jr., Richard Green y Vicente Rodríguez. Presentando a la esquina azul, vestido de verde, presenting the blue corner. Wearing green, detuvo la báscula, un peso oficial de 126 libras y un cuarto. He tipped the scales at an official 126 1/4 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 4 victorias y 4 derrotas, he enters la jaula with a pro record of 4 victories against 4 losses. Puro Juarito, Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, México. La Anguila, Carlos Mascorro. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido de amarillo. His opponent in the red corner, wearing yellow. Su peso oficial, 125 libras y 3/4. His official weight, 125 3/4 pounds. Con un récord idéntico al de su rival, de 4 victorias y 4 derrotas. He enters la jaula with an identical record to that of his opponent. 4 victories and 4 losses. De Barcelona, España, Roger, el irlandés Blanque. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Lana Vélez the third inside
I
the
gave you guys the
jaula.
instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. You want to touch them up, go ahead. Come out fighting. Back to your corners. Back to your corners.
Our first
Judge.
fight of
Judge.
the evening.
Judge.
The man known as the Eel.
Fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready?
And the heavily tatted Roger Blanque, and you heard his name, the Irlandés, the Irishman, a nickname given by his coach because of his red beard. And he says he also has the Irish form of fighting, which is a very complimentary because we know the Irish, much like the Mexican fighters, like to get after it. And Blanque goes right into the guard of Mascorro.
I think Blanque took a page from Maximiliano Gonzalez, who last competed against Mascorro, took him to the floor and looking for that submission. Mascorro has a very strong stand-up game, so that's what Blanque is very cautious for, although he himself has some great technique with his boxing and his stand-up, very flashy, but decided to take this fight to the ground to kick off things.
Two fighters that hope with the victory could enter the rankings at 125 pounds. A couple drops from Blanque, but now his arm's trapped in there. He's trying to get it out. Mascorro squeezing.
Oh, and it's screaming.
Oh! He just tore that down. That is horror in the jaula. If we've ever seen it. A absolutely wretched scream from Blanque. Got off to a good start, but he gave too much to Mascorro.
You know, it's so crazy to think, Max, because last year, Blanque also suffered an injury. That one was to the knee. And coincidentally, another injury here, but this is for the arm. Man, well, he is moving it. That's a good sign.
And he's got some mobility in his extremities and the fingers.
That's a
still
really
very
good
tender.
sign.
Can't feel good, but better than the alternative.
Wow, let's take a look here. Carlos just hanging arm to that arm. Pretty in here. Blanque, you know, his game plan was good to work the bottom, but he just got
off to a great start, man.
He just got too confident. He wasn't too cautious. He underestimated Carlos's jiu-jitsu game. And man, everything is deadly. Always protect everything that you have because you could be caught any minute.
Mascorro with the Mexican flag, winning by armbar, first round submission. That's how you start things. We'll be back with much more Combate. We are back here in the jaula, and we are off and running. Mexico defeating Spain. Disappointment, obviously, on the face of Roger Blanque. Let's go for the official decision. Back in the jaula to Lupe.
Este combate llega a su final con un tiempo oficial de 54 segundos del primer episodio. This bout comes to an end with an official time of 54 seconds of the opening round. El vencedor por sumisión, your winner by way of submission. Puro Juaritos. Carlos Languila Mascorro.
Third submission victory. They all ended in the first round, so this is a guy who doesn't linger. And maybe Roger Blanque had to go a little further into the game plan to realize that, because Mascorro gets a really impressive win.
Yeah, he might have to go to the drawing board and look at strategy next time around we see him in La Jaula. But congratulations to Mascorro. Great, great work.
And we move right along here, getting ready for a card. And I know Campbell McLaren was here with our pre-fight show. We don't want to say stacked, but it is. And that was the fight that we just saw that we thought, well, maybe it won't bring the fireworks, but boy, did it ever. Roger Blanque, a much different fighter there coming in, and he got off to a great start. You can't flaw it. He had a game plan, and he went after it.
Yeah, I anticipated to just constant exchanges, but Roger, right from the start, he came in for the clinch, took down Moscato to the floor, and there's that arm. He left it lingering around, just hanging around there, easily caught by Mascorro, and he capitalized, submitting the man from Spain. beautifully executed, and you even hear the man's screaming in pain. He did have some movement in it though, so thankfully he'll be all right. And congratulations to Carlos Mascorro.
Mi nombre es Enzo Pérez Renzoli, tengo 26 años y vengo de La Habana, Cuba. Me considero que tengo un estilo libre. Yo no me gusta enfocarme en decir soy esto o esto es lo que hago. Yo soy libre, esto es artes marciales y aquí el mejor es el que lo sepa mezclar todo junto. Mi pelea pasada en julio me enseñó mucho y me enseñó que tener superioridad técnica y mostrar el talento que uno tiene no es suficiente. En combate hay que finalizar.
Soy Fabia Sintes, soy de Menorca y tengo 28 años. Para mí significa representar a Menorca, un orgullo ya que es una isla muy pequeña, somos pocos habitantes y hay muy pocos gimnasios de MMA, bueno, somos el único, y que poder estar en un evento así es un logro para mí. Soy un luchador que me muevo bastante, soy explosivo.
Adentro de la jaula yo me enfoco en ser lo más agresivo posible, en hacer daño, ya que es lo que buscan los jueces y es lo que le debilita la mente y el cuerpo al oponente y es lo que me va a obtener la victoria.
Podemos esperar una pelea bonita, esperemos que sea una pelea de arriba.
Espero que mi oponente venga preparado y que saque lo mejor de mí. Esta noche los jueces no van a decidir la pelea.
Back here overlooking the jaula and already off to a flyer, courtesy of La Anguila, the eel, Carlos Mascorro, who is victorious. We move on to the next fight. It wasn't that long ago. Landry Lone Star Kid Ward was an undefeated fighter. He lost in April to Jair Perez, won in August, and now he's looking to pick a winning streak. The Italian, Gianluca Rocca, we've seen him once before in a tournament in Combate, and now his first traditional 3-round fight. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Entrando a la jaula, Gianluca Rocca.
From Sant'Arcangelo, small city in Italy close to Rimini. No Italian MMA, still somewhat undiscovered, getting better. There have been some good breakthroughs, certainly in other places like the UFC where you see some Italian fighters, and he's looking to follow suit. And this is a guy that we saw in that mini tournament in Combate. He lost that fight, but then he's come back and he fought in December back with Combate, looking to build a platform.
Yeah, we'll get more into what he's done, Max, because he's put in the work for this fight.
Su oponente, Landry Ward.
Self-proclaimed Lone Star Kid fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Lost the hat for a second. Always has the hat on. He is a Texan. He says he's a 6th-generation Texan. That hat's going to stay on a little better.
Seriously.
But we've seen him. Even when he was victorious, he wanted to have a finish. He couldn't get it. That's what we want to see. If there's growth in there where he can finish a fight.
He was putting a lot of pressure on himself on finishing a fight, and he learned that said, I have to be patient. I don't have to look for it. Just let it happen naturally. And we did see some of that in his previous fight. However, he tends to be at times too conservative. It's okay to let loose. Listen, it's a fight game. You're going to get hit. But just, he has that power. He has that crisp boxing. And let's see what and the great kicks too as well. So this should be a fun fight between him and the Italian man who's also going to push him because he's an aggressive fighter as well.
Excited to see the return of Gianluca Rocca as we go head-to-head, cara a cara. Two guys still very young in their careers. Big 3-inch height advantage for Landry Ward. He is a very tall lightweight. He also has a 1-inch reach advantage. And yeah, we're at 155. Both guys hit the weight. Landry Ward looking for back-to-back wins. He's at 6-1. It's been a great server for Combate. We are now ready for the particulars. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este duelo, 3 vueltas, división peso ligero. We continue with much more action. This bout 3 rounds in the lightweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are James Lázaro, Richard Green Jr. y Richard Green. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando la esquina azul, vestido de rojo, presenting the blue corner, wearing red. Sobre la báscula, marcó un peso oficial de 155 libras y media. On the scale, he tipped it at 155.5 pounds. Entra en su noveno combate con 6 victorias y 2 derrotas y enters la jaula for the 9th time as a pro with 6 victories against 2 losses. De Santa Arcangelo, di Romagan, Italia, Gianluca Django Rocca. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido de azul, his opposition in the red corner, wearing blue. Su peso oficial, 155 libras y media. He weighed in at an identical 155.5 pounds. Entra por octava ocasión a la jaula con 6 victorias y 1 derrota. He enters la jaula for the 8th time as a pro with 6 victories against 1 lone defeat. Here comes the gringo from Fort Worth, Texas, Landry, the Lone Star Kid Ward. El referee internacional, Raúl Porrata.
Raúl Porrata, referee internacional, sin bigote.
And protect yourselves at all times. I expect a clean fight. Touch gloves now if you wish. Return to your corners.
I chatted with Raúl Porrata this morning. And he said the mustache is coming back.
Oh, really?
Yes, he is.
Okay, looking forward to that one.
So that's
We're gonna have to wait
important.
for next
We
year.
give you the important information. We're underway, round 1. Landry Ward in blue. The Lone Star Kid who has logged a lot of time with Combate. This is his 5th fight here. He's 4-1.
Yeah, Rocca has been putting in the work. He's been training at the Alpha Male team in Sacramento, California. The likes of Uriah Faber is there to improve some of his fight game. But Landry Ward training with a Kill Cliff camp. This guy is a stud. He felt that one there from Rocca. But what Rocca needs to do here is watch out for that height advantage that Landry has and those kicks. He kicks really high. He'll hit you right in the head. As you saw recently there in Rocca, though, his boxing just got very crisp.
Yeah, Rocca with a big kick of the lead leg. And Landry Ward just taking them, but he returns some fire, doubles up, get into that dirty boxing a little bit.
Like what Rocca's doing, attacking the calf area to slow down Ward from coming in with those kicks. And then Rocca working the body, throwing in the shots.
Gianluca Rocca at 6-2. Has 4 knockouts in his career, so he has that power. Did fight against Maxime Giacalone. That was in August of last year. That was that mini European tournament. Giacalone would lose to Patrick Lehan in the final. He fought in Italy in December, lost that, and those are his 2 defeats. This is a fighter in Rocca that started his career 6-0. Wants to get that winning feeling back.
Like how Rocca comes in with a jab, follows it with that right, and it was doing some damage. Hence Ward here attempting to take this fight to the floor. But Rocca, great way of defending himself, positioning himself right by La Jaula. And then, Landry Ward there. Now he has the clinch work here. He can land some knees, work some of the body. There's a knee there from Rocca. Ward trying to show some of that takedown offense. If he could just position his hip to throw him there, that can help him out. But Rocca, good way of balancing his weight not allowing to be taken down. From that clinch, though, Blanque,
They stayed in the clinch for a while here.
And there's a lot of offense going in there on both ends. Rocca landing in some elbows and shots. Good stuff so far for these guys.
By the way, it's interesting because we did all the publicity here. Now, normally we'll listen to the interviews, we'll talk to the fighters. You have English and Spanish, but now we have French, we have Italian, we have Portuguese on this card. And that's what we wanted with the rebrand of the Combate name and Global. And that was the vision of Campbell.
We had a Korean this year as well.
They want to expand, and this is a company for the entire world. That hurt Landry Ward. He's trying to hide that face. He gets back into the midsection. Now some big elbows.
And he's protected. Look at he put up his
one
hand
of those
right
hurt him.
Yep.
And Rocca's finding
right
on the temple.
Yep. Oh boy, it's gonna leave a mark.
Landry Ward stuck. Excellent work in close quarters from Rocca.
Good underhooks here though from Landry to keep him tight. And he has to land in those knees. He's a very flexible guy, so he's able to get those knees really high. If he can get Rocca just to turtle up just a bit there, and he'll connect. Good positioning there by Ward's head, pushing up Rocca.
Still engaged here, these two. 1 minute and a change to go here in this opening round. Now they separate. And a big shot by Rocca with the right hand. Switches stances. Switches again.
What I like about Rocca is that he'll just go in there and just swing, and he's not afraid to get hit. He'll just 1-2, let it connect, which at times, you know, you could throw your fighter off doing that, but you have to be cautious because you do leave an opening there. And if Landry could catch it, he can land in an uppercut when he comes in with that left and with an overhand right.
The shoot there by Rocca. He's been so active. Landry Ward now fighting at 155. He is ranked in the flyweight at 145, currently at number 8. As you can see, I mean, if he can get to 145, he's a dangerous, dangerous fighter. At 155, he's still bigger than his opponent and 6'1" tall. We're reaching the end of this first round. Rocca continues to throw. I would imagine that we, again, open scoring can mirror advantage. Rocca, they're just active.
Yeah, he was the active fighter of the two, but boy, just to think that's only 5 minutes. They've been going at it just back and forth non-stop. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. Landry Ward with that beautiful kick. And I think Rocca learned his lesson to keep his hands up because of that height advantage that Landry has. He's gonna hit you with those kicks. And then towards the mid part of the fight, you'll see there are lots of exchanges from Rocca. He'll come in with that jab, throw in that overhand right. Good stuff from these guys. Let's see what they're up against here in the second round.
Back here for round 2, Landry Ward, you can see a little worse for wear. His face
chin
showing the signs of taking some shots. And Rocca continues to be more active. And this is what again, Ward got caught coming in. This is what we talk about Ward. He's trying to be aggressive, but he's paying a heavy price.
Rocca he finds that opening, connects. That's why Landry here taking it to the clinch to attempting to take him down. But as we saw in that first, it was nearly impossible to take Rocca down as he defended his takedown. That well, here was taken
better
down.
From Ward. Gets into the guard.
And here, Ward could have the advantage. Has to hide those long legs. Work some of the ground and pound. He just needs to posture up here a bit. And I think Ward is bleeding, Max.
Yeah, even though the eyes are all swelled up, I mean, he took a lot of shots in the face, on the legs.
Might be the right eye.
Yeah, it's a mess in there.
Roll Parada. Referee already giving them the heads up that if there's not enough action, he might stand them up. which would benefit Rocca, but see how
Now he's
Landry
trying to clear that guard.
Yeah.
Landry Ward at, as we said, 6th generation Texas. He loves fighting for Texas. It means a lot. Texas born and raised.
Rocca took that first round, Max.
Yeah, no surprise.
Rocca, good way though of body locking that right leg of Ward, not allowing him to jump ship, change his guard.
Now the impetus is certainly on Ward, but he has maintained the guard. Another big elbow by Rocca. That fired up Ward. He comes over the top with the right hand.
You see Landry Ward's corner saying, work the body, work the head. But Rocca has something here, tying in those legs. If he's able to get those legs right over, he could get a triangle. Ward needs to be very careful here.
Rocca has responded so well.
Look at that arm too.
Now Ward getting more active, but has to do some damage.
Right, Ward does have to land some shots here, some elbows, maybe some hammer fists. The head is clearly open. There it is. Rocca, good game plan here, staying composed, very calm. And he's trying to catch him in that triangle. Ward corner smells it, telling him to posture up so he won't get caught. Hey, but good stuff from Rocca, Max.
Yeah, he's got a good control here, even though the high ground is going to Landry Ward, the Lone Star Kid, who I know he's got a lot of friends and family. He now is based in Florida, but from Texas, a lot of friends and family tuning in Texas. Did want to share that his favorite pre-fight meal is blackened grilled catfish from Cheddar's with broccoli, rice, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Sounds good, actually.
I might get that afterwards.
That's a nice heavy pre-fight meal, and once you make weight, hey, all bets are off.
I know his family, they have some get-togethers and watch the fight together, so
we welcome the Ward crew that are tuning in. Seeing if Landry can improve to 7-1. 6-1's a fantastic record. That lost to Jair Perez, but he beat Alfredo Ruelas, Dumar Roa, Carlos Rivera. They all went decision. The Ruelas fight was split. The other were unanimous. Got to go back to January 2021 when he did have a KO victory. Started his career 5-0.
Yeah, unlike this first round, though, Max, this one, for the most part, has been on the ground, but both men very active.
Now he's pinned that leg down. Ward will have a little better firing line.
Yeah, here he could capitalize on this, landing in some shots to the body, to the head. By positioning his head there, where he had it, makes it very uncomfortable for Rocca. Now he's pinning that arm, but now that leg is there as well for Rocca. Good stuff from Landry there, landing some shots, making it very uncomfortable from that position, but you heard referee saying, move, do something. We got 10 seconds to go.
Fight was predominantly on the ground in the second round to the benefit of Landry Ward, who looks like he has evened the scorecards. We're heading to round 3. So Landry Ward a little better from him. I mean, I think there was a bit of a wake-up call in that first round as Rocca was connecting. He said, all right, what do I do? How do I adapt? He went to the ground.
Yeah, and we're seeing it right here in the second round. He went for the kick to the body, then Rocca just kept chasing him around. He was putting a lot of pressure to Ward, and that's when he switched the gears and brought the fight to the ground, where Landry Ward did have some success here, landing in some shots. From this position, some elbows, some punches, working the body. But Rocca, don't fall asleep on that man of the ground game. He was looking for some triangle chokes, arm bars, anything that was available. So Ward has to be consistent here.
Round 3, we'll get the official scoring here momentarily. We'll see how much, as you can see, Ward now eyes red, swollen, blood from the eye as well. as we now have round 3. Good right hand for Rocca.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if Ward sticks to that game plan as the second round. Where
Rocca looks clean too.
Yeah, he'll exchange a bit and go to the ground. But let's see if he feels it out. Because what I think that's taking Ward here a little shocking is the Rocca, how he just comes forward at you, but Ward is not cutting the ankles. He lets it go. Oh, beautiful knee that connected there.
Rocca, again, doing what he can. He wants to stay upright. He has been better in the stand-up, no question.
And let me tell you, if he just finds the right timing, Max, he could knock out Rocca with one of those knees or hands.
Oh, good kick.
Himself open. As soon as he comes in very aggressive, there are some openings. If Ward can find the right timing, he can get that knockout that he's been searching for.
Tight corners again. A kick drops him. Now Ward can possibly go back to the ground and seize this fight. They're asking for the Darce choke, and he is trying to maneuver in that direction. Maybe get the back. Yeah, he's got that arm underneath.
Yep. Beautiful position.
Great coaching in the corner, and he's listening to his coaching.
Yeah, as for Rocca, he needed to position that head up, sorry. Because he could be in trouble, but I don't think Ward has a good lock on it. He is circling around. Rocca is keeping that leg there, not allowing him to keep spinning or turning.
Still holding on underneath that armpit.
Okay.
Now he's got something brewing. Landry Ward has reacted well.
Yeah, Rocca here needs to be careful. He's going to give it, well, he can turn around and give it the back.
The feet.
Maybe make it a guillotine if he's able to switch.
Now a guillotine attempt. It is all even as Ward gets round number 2. So everything to fight for in these next 3 minutes. And he has got Rocca stuck here.
Good way of Rocca hanging down to that leg.
Trying to get the back, he's gotten it. Landry Ward, who says before my fights, I like to listen to motivational speeches. Inky Johnson, who is a former football player who had his right arm paralyzed, listens to that, inspired by it. Some big elbows, and Rocca's been going to that frequently in this fight.
Former football player, Max, I remember speaking to him that the reason why he took mixed martial arts was to help him with his strength and conditioning into football, but he ended up falling in love with the sport.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. It's a great sport, MMA, to pick up for other sports because of the fitness, because of the commitment, because of the hard work. Landry Ward said, this is for me. 2 minutes and change. This fight could go either way. Rocca tries to come from behind, but he gave up his back again.
Good way of Ward wrapping up that leg, and he just get the other one that's wrapped around. He'll be better off. But the way that Rocca positioned himself on La Jaula, prohibiting.
3 fights in 2022 for Ward, 3 fights in 2021. He's been active, had the main event against Jair Perez in April. Fell behind early in his fight, but he's making quite a comeback. But this is where he's got to be careful, because in these interchanges is where Rocca has been better.
Yeah, Ward knows that Rocca is tired. He's not the same here. And he again, if he finds that right timing, oh, look at that knee.
Oh,
if he finds that right timing, he might get the
got
knockout,
Larry there.
He may get it. He may get it.
Big knee. Ward again. He's going to what's working.
Rocca went to the ground so he can get some oxygen. Oh, look at that leak.
Oh,
is that from the nose?
Busted open, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Rocca in survival mode. Landry Ward has kicked it into a higher gear. Under a minute in this 3rd and final round.
He needs to just keep on going with those hammer fists, those shots. If he's not stopped, I'm sure Porreta will stop it. There we go.
Lots of blood. Porreta's thinking about it. Rocca can't defend himself, and now, in the words of Jim Ross, he's got a crimson mask going here. It's blood everywhere. It's horror in the Jaula.
Ah, you took it away from me.
This is horror. He stopped it.
That's a stoppage.
He stopped it, and look at the volume of blood for Rocca, and for Landry Ward, he got the finish.
He got it. He got it.
What a comeback.
He got it.
Ain't no one like me. He was asked about Texas MMA. Who's the best Texas MMA fighter? He says, it's gonna be me. Landry Ward at the death wins it via TKO. Be back with the official decision. The best we've seen Landry Ward. When you consider that first round and you were like, okay, it's not going his way. Rocca's come in here inspired, but round two, he built the platform, and round three, he took that fight.
He picked it up, and he changed the game plan from the stand-up to the ground game. And then in the third, we saw a little bit of both. And I know he was going for that knockout. He was just, because Rocca's energy level just went straight down in the third round, midway through. And he was just waiting for the right timing to land that knee. And I'm sure he wants that highlight reel, but hey, this is just as sweet a referee stoppage to that ground and pound action.
I'm funny. Thank you, everybody.
We are back. Rocca's saying, he goes, I'm okay after the stoppage, but let's get the official decision of victory for the Lone Star Kid.
El referee Raúl Porrata detiene el combate con un tiempo oficial de 4 minutos, 43 segundos del tercero y último asalto. Referee Raúl Porrata steps in and calls a halt to this contest with an official time of 4 minutes, 43 seconds of the third and final round. Your winner, by way of TKO, el vencedor por nocaut técnico, the Lone Star Kid, Landry Ward.
He looks like he's been in a fight, but it was all worth it. He took a beating in that first round. He came back, and after 4 fights that went to decision, this one almost went to decision as well. But he is able to get the TKO with just a few seconds remaining in round 3. A victory as sweet as candy for Landry Ward as he defeats Gianluca Rocca.
Great stuff, and let's take a look at the work here from Landry Ward, starting off with those amazing kicks that he has right from the top. But Gianluca just kept on with that aggression, with that 1-2 combination, just non-stop moving forward, being aggressive. And it got Ward a little shuffled there. He got a little shocked. So he decided to go for the clinch and take this fight to the ground, where he had some success there in that second round, but couldn't finish off the fight. Then, fast forwarding it to the third, this is where he felt that Rocca just wasn't the same anymore and just capitalized, landing in elbows from the ground, just back and forth action. He picked it up straight up right here, as you can see in this last round. Great work from Landry Ward, and all good in all departments, whether it be from the stand-up game or from the ground game. And he was just waiting for that highlight reel. He knew that Rocca just wasn't there already, and he was waiting for the right timing. He couldn't get that highlight reel, but hey, this right here is just as sweet. A beautiful, beautiful display by Landry Ward.
He's gonna feel really good about that. And right at the end of the year, will he stay at 155? Will he get back into 145? 7-1 is a fantastic record. As you can see, Rocca was so active, and that kept him afloat throughout the fight, even though most of that damage in the first round. Second round, Ward took it to the ground and found some success and finished the deal, inspired in the third round. Put the pain aside to get the win. Combate Global, horror in the Jaula, just getting started. Much more action, mucha más acción coming your way. Next fight up, out of the traps here, Combate Global. It's Jonathan Muñoz taking on Pablo Tirado from Mexico City. Fighting the man representing Costa Rica in Muñoz. That coming your way. 2 guys looking to get their careers off and running. Let's get the official announcements. We go to Lupe Contreras. Last fought in October of 2021. It was a Muay Thai fight. Jonathan Muñoz now comes to Combate Global to make his debut. Both these fighters making their debut. He's in good spirits, the 32-year-old. Do you see he's got a good background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. That's big opportunity. And we know Costa Rica, it's not a flash in the pan. They've had a lot of good fighters come through these parts.
We've seen many of them here inside La Jaula. He's trains with the striking PC where Pupi Cubillo trains at. We've seen that man compete here inside La Jaula. Also the Silver Wolf and Garage BJJ and Sutai Gym. He's a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and when he's not training, he did study exercise philosophy. So he's a man that he's always exercising himself as far as mentally, physically, to help others. Really looking forward to his debut inside La Jaula here today. Big deal for this young man, from the amateur ranks to the pro levels, and such a big stage that it is Combate Global, Max.
Looks in great shape. Yeah. And exercise philosophy, that's an interesting a background, but it sounds wonderful. Maybe we'll take a look at some point here. And now for his opponent, let's go back to Lupe for the introduction.
Pablo Tirado.
Pablo Tirado making his professional MMA debut. Did fight May of 2021, was victorious, wrapping up his amateur career. Excellent striker with a good background in sports. Also has a foundation in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, representing Mexico.
He is an all-around athlete, also competed in soccer, football, American football that is, hockey, lacrosse, and cycling. Max, when you think of Mexico, you really don't think of any hockey players from there, but hey, hockey is a worldwide sport. It's just not played all over the places. However, you know, there's different ways. You know, they even have hockey down on ice, right? They have it, what do they call it?
Hockey sobre hielo?
No. You didn't need to play hockey back in the day in front of your yard?
Oh, like street hockey?
Yeah, street hockey.
Like Wayne's World there? Game on. Hey, if you play ice hockey in Mexico, chances are, if you're pretty good at it, you could be the best in the country.
Yeah.
So maybe that's doing it.
Pablo Tirado, though, once again, just like his counterpart, also making his debut in La Jaula. Great boxing, great stand-up game. This should be a very fun fight. Two big dudes in there, Max, when you look at their statures inside.
Also in excellent shape, Pablo Tirado, as we go to the head-to-head cara a cara. This is at a catch weight of 160 pounds. Muñoz more experienced and much shorter by 3 inches to Tirado. The reach, though, all even as we are ready for the fight. Horror in the jaula. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Este duelo, 3 vueltas a un peso pactado a 160 libras. This bout, 3 rounds at a catch weight of 160 pounds. Los jueces son, the judges are Lorenzo Toledo, Mark Streisand y Dorian Mirasola. Presentando la esquina azul, vestido de azul, presenting the blue corner, wearing blue. Marcó un peso oficial de 160 libras. He registered on official 160 pounds. Esta noche se lanza a las grandes ligas de las artes marciales mixtas. Dentro de la jaula de Combate Global tonight, he makes the leap into the big leagues of MMA. Inside of la jaula de Heredia, Costa Rica, Jonathan Malibu Muñoz. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido de rojo, his opponent in the red corner wearing red. Su peso oficial 158 libras y media. His official weight 158.5 pounds. Igual que su rival. Debuta dentro de la jaula de Combate Global like his opponent. He is making his debut inside of la jaula de la Ciudad de México. Pablo Tirado. El referee internacional, Raúl Porrata.
Raúl Porrata, the third inside the jaula.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Obedezcan mis órdenes y protejan en todos momentos. Toquen guantes, touch gloves, back to your corners.
There he is, Jonathan Muñoz, Pablo Tirado.
Ready? Ready? Acción!
Yeah, the nerves must be there for both these guys making their debut. Once you throw in that first shot, though, that's pretty much it. And it's now reality. You are in the big leagues. Great way to testing each other out, feeling each other out right from the start. Dancing around, great striking.
Muñoz, hard, heavy hands there, hitting Tirado in the body and upstairs too. Tirado responds.
Good way, man. I know he connected a couple of shots there towards the liver area. Tirado's gonna feel that one tomorrow. Good way of using that reach from Muñoz. Great way of working that jab from the top to the bottom. Muñoz cap.
Oh, he dropped him! Tirado's no response!
Wow!
Costa Rica in the house, first round knockout.
It's like a sniper. He just went 1-2, go to sleep.
Wow, Tirado he looked him down and said, don't get up. Wow. Don't get up at all.
Man, quick debut for this young man.
So Muñoz, both their debuts, it's Muñoz getting the 1-0 and Tirado the 0-1.
I can't wait to see this replay because it was just so nice. It was just 1-2, the guy will run straight down. Wow. And it was that reach, he used it so well, Muñoz. With the jab, following it with that straight. Quick win, here's the play. Started off testing each other out. Muñoz grabbed that leg to bring him to the floor, but it was right here, that exchange. 1, 2, boom. It was that right hand on the button that brought Tirado straight to the floor. Boom. Was it right? Because that hook didn't land. It was that right straight, that straight right. It just wiped out Tirado. Wow.
And Tirado has no idea what happened. Look at that mark on his right cheek. And hopefully, structurally, he's okay, but he's not sure exactly what occurred.
Wow. Breathe it in, young man. Congratulations. Great victory for the man from Costa Rica.
Look at him. He's smiling. He's thinking about it. But this is a guy with a real future. Tirado came in very well with some good accolades, as now he gets off the stool and Muñoz embraces him. But this is going to be a tough one to swallow. Lupe Contreras.
Este combate concluye con un tiempo oficial de 50 segundos del primer episodio. This bout concludes with an official time of 50 seconds of the opening round. Your winner, by way of KO, el vencedor por nocaut de Costa Rica, Jonathan Malibu Muñoz.
Malibu Muñoz, remember the name. And another big story developing from Central America in the mixed martial arts world as he lays out Pablo Tirado. We'll see both of these guys. And we spoke to Camel McLaren in the pre-fight. Even in defeat, this is a forgiving sport, and Tirado shouldn't be punished for that. Hope to see him back inside the Jaula. We certainly expect and hope to see Malibu back there very soon. This is the main card. Ismael cracking Zamora. Looking to go 5-0 on the calendar year. Melissa Amaya looking to pre-5-0. But what about the French kickboxing phenom, Anas Azizoun? The man known as the Rainmaker because he brings the rain. It's all part of our Horror in the Jaula main card, which will begin in a matter of minutes. You're in the right place.
Azizoun already, Max, getting warmed up for the main event. Great way, showing their little mitt work. connect, dodge, and then Ismael with a coach, Raul Senk, who you've seen on the reality show on VIX Plus with his team, the Bone Breakers, taking on the others.
I mean, Raul Senk lives here in Miami at this point.
Yeah, he might as well.
You might as well. You see him every week. He's always repping a fighter. But this is his guy. This is a young guy, 22 years of age, Ismael Zamora, who has all the ingredients to be a very, very special fighter. And then he wants the heat. He wants to be active. As you said in the pre-fight, I think realistically most fighters have 2 fights a year, maybe 3. 5?
That's insane.
That's insane.
and
he had 2 in like 3 weeks at one point.
Yes.
2 in the month of
like
April.
A 2-week turnaround. And all those fights ended, it didn't go no more than the second round. And what's really interesting is about Ismael, you know, as a young dude, he has that durability, he can withstand, and can make that quick turnaround. There's a look there of Alitzel Mariscal returning to La Jaula. She said it last time from her last fight, don't leave it to the judges.
Clear as day. Doesn't want to go there. And Melissa Amaya, much respect for her opponent in Alitzel Mariscal, who has been a hard luck loser in a couple fights, but going the distance, doesn't want to go that direction with the judges, does have the ability to submit opponents as well.
Amaya's just evolving. We're seeing it right in front of her eyes. Such a great fighter. And this man, Enzo Perez, this dude is just a sick person inside the house. Just great quick hands, great wrestling. He told me he had about over 400 matches as a wrestler before he went ahead and went full-blown mixed martial arts. I know he dabbled a little bit in high school wrestling. Goes a long way.
Representing Cuba, he says it's a big responsibility, has to set an example for the younger generation, and we know it's big time with combat sports there. And then Fabia Sintes, we already saw Roger Blanque for Spain represented, but defeated, and now Sintes is looking to hold up the flag. Big spot for him. And they're all over. We had the Canary Islands, we had Barcelona. He's from Menorca in the Balearic Islands. So you know you have Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza. It's a very wonderful place to visit. Some people live there and they have a gym in Menorca. And Sintes is the guy.
He has horses, he said.
That's where his nickname, El Potro, which is like a pony. Coming up, Enzo Perez, Fabia Sintes coming your way in the bantamweight division.
Je m'appelle Azizoun, j'ai 24 ans, je suis issu du club de Chaos Squad, j'habite à Saint-Etienne, retenez bien mon nom. Déjà, je suis très honoré de représenter la France aux États-Unis, donc c'est pas tout le monde qui a la chance de pouvoir représenter son pays, donc moi je suis fier de représenter la France et puis montrer au monde entier que les combattants français sont des grands combattants. Plutôt de base un striker, mais comme je le disais auparavant, j'ai fait des stages dans différents pays pour améliorer tout le reste des phases de combat, donc la lutte, le sol. Donc aujourd'hui, on va dire que je suis complet, mais j'ai une préférence pour le striking. Mon plus gros atout, comme je le disais juste dans la question juste d'avant, c'est mon physique. Donc j'ai un gros cardio, je suis fort pour ma catégorie, donc j'espère que mon adversaire il sera prêt. Moi, je me prépare comme si je préparais le plus gros combat de ma vie. Et en fonction de mon adversaire, on ajuste certains détails. Comme dirait mon coach, mon adversaire, c'est juste un obstacle que je dois éliminer pour arriver à mon objectif. Quand je rentre dans la cage et que j'entends la foule m'acclamer, ça fait chaud au cœur, surtout quand on combat à domicile. Bon, là, je serai à l'extérieur, donc à mon avis, la foule va me huer. Mais c'est pas grave, parce que j'ai déjà eu ce sentiment plus d'une fois, et à la fin, on m'applaudissait. Donc mon adversaire du 30 octobre est prêt à faire la guerre avec moi.
Main card time. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenidos a Miami. As it is horror in la jaula. Halloween weekends. We've already had a little bit of a horror inside the jaula. Now we have the heavy hitters making their way out there. Ismael, Zamora, and Azizoun, a much anticipated fight. The return of Melissa Amaya looking to improve to 5-0. All the action to take place inside the jaula. We hope you're having a wonderful Halloween weekend as well for Dia de los Muertos. Getting a chance to dress up, go out. I love it. It's a fun weekend.
Candy corn?
No.
No?
No candy corn. No candy. But listen who's talking. I always bring candy, you never eat it. You go, not for me. My body's a temple. Rodolfo Roman, Max
I'll do
Bretos.
a candy corn, though.
Okay, good. I will do on occasion. This is the main card. It'll be Azizoun, Ismael, Zamora, the man known as Kraken, meeting in the main event. Melissa Amaya has been an absolute delight since coming to Combate, yet to taste defeat. She will face Alitzel Mariscal, and then Enzo Perez and Fabia Sintes next up. Cuba versus Spain, two young fighters looking to get some wind beneath their wings and really get their MMA careers off and running. We will get to fight here shortly, but let's get a closer look at those two competing, Enzo Perez and Fabia Sintes.
Para mí significa representar a Menorca, un orgullo ya que es una isla muy pequeña, somos pocos habitantes y hay muy pocos gimnasios de MMA, bueno, somos el único, así que poder estar en un evento así es un logro para mí. Soy Fabia Sintes, soy de Menorca y tengo 28 años.
No me gusta enfocarme en decir soy esto o esto es lo que hago. Yo soy libre, esto es artes marciales y aquí el mejor es el que lo sepa mezclar todo. Mi nombre es Enzo Pérez Renzoli. Tengo 26 años y vengo de La Habana, Cuba.
Soy un luchador que me muevo bastante, soy explosivo y podemos esperar una pelea bonita.
Sé que es de España y estoy muy orgulloso de estar representando a Cuba contra España. Creo que va a ser una gran pelea y que vamos a salir victoriosos. Espero que mi oponente venga preparado y que saque lo mejor de mí.
A la jaula, Enzo Perez.
Enzo Perez, who a very emotional guy, and talking about his native land in Cuba, said we have a lot of difficulty, and that is reflected in the jaula. Other fighters not accustomed to suffer so much. We are accustomed to suffer from birth. Tough place to come, but he's made the way coming from Cuba, now in Las Vegas, and he knows this is a great opportunity to make his life and the life of his family a whole lot better inside the jaula.
Trains with the Extreme Couture, of course. Such a great camp out of Vegas. Calls himself the new religion because of his work as a fighter. He says he brought a new religion to the fight game, and he's going to put it on display here tonight inside La Jaula.
Let's go back to Lupe Contreras for the introduction of his opponent.
Su rival, Fabia Sintes.
Started to train in MMA thanks to his friend Ignacio Capella, who we have seen inside the jaula as well. We mentioned his connection to Menorca. You see Capella right there, who said last time we saw him, he was victorious. Trains with MMA Barcelona, so it does train in the only gym in Menorca. Barcelona, a quick boat ride or maybe puddle jump from the Balearic Islands. 28-year-old, and we've said this about other fighters, also a very good former soccer player. This guy may be the best former soccer player on the Combate roster.
Great cardio, great stand-up. Looking forward to seeing him in action against Perez. Should be a fun one, guys.
We're ready for Perez and Sintes to Lupe Contreras. Head-to-head, cara-a-cara, 5-inch height advantage for Perez, 5-inch via the reach. 2 years younger than his opponent. We are in the bantamweight division, both guys hitting the weight. Sintes coming in at the limit 136. We're now ready for the introductions to go back inside the jaula and Lupe Contreras.
Las reglas oficiales de la jaula, 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este duelo, división peso gallo, this bout in the bantamweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Vicente Rodríguez, James Lázaro y Richard Green Jr. Presentando la esquina azul, vestido de rojo con blanco, presenting the blue corner, wearing red with white. Sobre la báscula, marcó un peso oficial de 135 libras y 3 cuartos. On the scale, he registered an official 135 3/4 pounds. En su quinto combate, con 2 victorias y 2 derrotas, he enters la jaula for the 5th time as a pro, with 2 victories against 2 losses. De La Habana, Cuba, and now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Enzo, New Religion Perez. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido de amarillo, his opposition in the red corner, wearing yellow. Su peso oficial, 136 libras, his official weight, 136 pounds. Entra por 6ª ocasión a la jaula, con 3 victorias y 2 derrotas. He enters la jaula for the 6th time as a pro, with 3 victories against 2 losses. De Menorca, España, Fabia, el potro menorquino, Sintes. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez the third inside the jaula.
I gave you the instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, go ahead. Come out fighting. Judge. Judge. Judge.
Enzo Perez.
Right from
Fight
the
you
start.
ready. Fight you
Fabia
ready.
Sintes
Right from
with
the
those glorious Spanish shorts, the yellow and the red. Sintes puts a foot on the pedal early on. Last time we saw him, June, lost, or it was victorious, pardon me, via Alejandro Gonzalez, unanimous decision. Sintes comes into this with a 3-2 record. Enzo Perez, we saw him fight a month later, losing to Luis Chavez via split decision. It is a defeat that still haunts him. Appropriate here on Halloween weekend, talking about how many lessons he learned. He actually got emotional when he talked about that defeat. He couldn't put it into words because of how disappointed he is even 5-6 months later.
Right, and he's coming in right, swinging right from the start, but his opponent Sintes not holding back.
Oh,
Then
big right.
again,
And then shoots in.
Great standard for both these guys. Perez, though, does have that benefit of those 400 and something matches that he had in wrestling, showing you that tough background he has, that he is a leveled fighter in the ground.
Improve your position.
Into the guard of Sintes.
But his hands are very quick. You know, that's if both these two stay standing up, that is an exciting fight.
Trying to clear the guard. Sintes hanging on. We mentioned that gym in Menorca, he owns it. So he also has an eye on any of the future generations. And his success will go a long way because, you know, there's nothing better than going to a gym saying, oh, here is a professional fighter, fights for Combate. I want to learn from him.
Seeing that more and more nowadays, Max. You know, back in the day, when you were walking to a gym, you just have to take the person's word. If he said, I'm a 5th-degree black belt, but who would have known, right?
It applies in all sports. It's better if you know their handiwork than just hearing him tell you about it. As Perez has been very active, very mobile, has been trying to deliver some of those power shots.
Right, and Perez is going to use here his wrestling, but good way of Sintes defending it and turning it around. Good way of Perez holding on to that left arm or that wrist. Switch it up here.
Fabia Sintes, nickname El Potro, which is a pony. It was a nickname given by his friends as he has horses in Menorca. So he has a gym and he has horses. Talk about good living.
Active guy,
You got the beach. Fabia Sintes.
A lot of work.
Yeah, real interesting guy and loves MMA. And again, the adjustment from the soccer career. I mean, he played in a lower division team in France, so I mean in Spain, where he was very well regarded. I mean, he's not going to play for Real Madrid, but still a professional as they look for that suplex on Perez, and then he crawls up on his back.
That means that cardio is there, Max. That is key in a soccer player. And you'll need it here, of course, in a mixed martial arts. Perez, though, just it's like he was having a power struggle to see if he could bring him down. But Sintes, good way of defending. I want to say that Enzo's a bit, we would say, surprised by Sintes just defending it so well. Because when you look at it on paper, Perez's wrestling is just top-notch, but Sintes is following back, countering.
Been a good back and forth thus far. A minute and a half to go in this opening round. Perez, who shot out a cannon early on, but Sintes now in the trenches here, able to get into his game plan.
Yeah, Perez trying to break that grip, but Sintes good way of keeping it really tight.
Got a good lock on there. Sintes has held it for a good minute.
Look at that. He was looking for that slam. How sweet it would be if he were to slam a wrestler.
Still there. Now he can just freely deliver those knees. Doesn't feel good. Enzo Perez. He says, I have a freestyle.
Oh, good way there.
He says he can mix it up as he releases that grip, and now he can get back into the stand-up.
Now this is his fight. This is where he likes to be, to exchange. You're gonna see how he's angles in or out, and lands in those strike. Perez is just so quick.
Very active from Sintes. A couple punches, then he comes with the kick. So he's not being a stationary fighter.
Right, Sintes is moving a lot.
And in a close round, you want to be active here at the end. Big uppercut.
Great work.
More from Sintes. Single leg attempts. We'll run out of time here for the Cuban fighter, Enzo Perez. Good fight here in the opening round. It's going to be an interesting decision from the judges. Again, we have the official scoring, but you can see both fighters had their moments. Sintes, I would imagine, had a little bit more, and that grip was certainly commanding.
And the way that he defended every time the Perez, that takedown, he reversed it quite well. So the edge goes there to Sintes in this first round.
Seconds out, seconds out. Up. Enzo, that was a little after the bell. Just be careful, okay?
Enzo Perez, guy really thinks about it. Interesting man to talk to with that connection to Cuba and where he's trying to get his career going. Remember, amateur MMA record 1-1. Rodolfo talked about the 400 wrestling matches. Whether they're accurate or not, you probably imagine it was pretty close to that. Muay Thai, also had 4 fights, was in the Nationals of Jiu-Jitsu there. So very well-rounded in the mixed martial arts, and now getting that great training with Extreme Couture in Vegas. But he needs to show the growth. This is a big fight for him in red and white, applying the pressure on Fabia Sintes.
And it runs in his blood, Max. Perez's father boxed and wrestled in Cuba. And in fact, father still trains to this day. I'm sure he's watching this fight very closely, supporting his son.
Taking the center of the jaula. Sintes fires off with that left hand. Well, trying to change their angles.
Yeah, Perez was dictating that fight as we look at the open scoring, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I think that seemed like the right call. Sintes just had the upper hand for a little longer in that round. But now Enzo Perez. And again, they are privy to that information. The judges, their corner, can give it to their fighters or not. The fighters can ask for it. Some decide not to.
All right, Sintes did take him down.
You hear the heavy breathing there.
Yeah. Sintes did take down Perez, but Perez quickly took himself right to the feet. That's that. It's more like a natural reaction as a wrestler. As soon as you're taken down, you want to get right back up. Something you do in training over and over and over, even through exhaustion. It's just a practice to show that you can overcome while being challenged. Great stuff there, but Sintes landing in those shots. Perez now chasing his prey. Look at that right hand that hit him. Oh, he's just banking on that right hand, Max.
Overhand lefts, Sintes, he's just very comfortable in his own frame, right? He sticks to his game plan, even though Perez wants to take a different direction. Sintes flushes that shoot.
Yeah, Sintes is just not having any of it. The man from Spain defending quite well. When Perez comes in for the takedown, oh, scooping him, taking him down right to the floor. Now Sintes has the back of Perez. Sintes looking for, it seems here, for a rear naked choke. Although Perez does have that chin
underneath
down.
that arm.
He has that chin protecting quite well. He needs to keep doing that.
Now he's got a good squeeze on, and turtling up is Perez, and now he let go of that so that arm can sink in a little deeper. Sintes is onto something.
Yeah, Perez may be in trouble.
Flattened out.
I don't think he has his chin down.
No, he's able to get it down, and now he's trying to get that
positioning
elbow.
him up. Oh man, this is trouble.
Perez
This is trouble.
out.
Wow.
Sintes puts the squeeze
Wow.
on. He was ready for this fight, and he took it. Viva España!
Wow. That man right there just proved to himself what he's all about inside La Jaula. Defeating a game opponent in Enzo Perez, who has great ground game, who's a great wrestler, and Sintes just brought him to it.
And then, yeah, he tried to get out of it, but then he just fell right into it, and there's the tap. Pretty easy for Alan Abeles, easy to see. Fabia Sintes from Menorca. Back-to-back victories in Combate Global. And the Spanish presence continues to grow. And he's looking clean as he shares the moment with Ignacio Capela. We'll get the official decision upon our return. We are back. Fabia Sintes with a second round rear naked choke to win in this bantamweight main card matchup. Let's get the official decision. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
La esquina roja consigue el mata león con un tiempo oficial de 2 minutos 48 segundos, obligando a su rival a darse por vencido en el segundo episodio. Ladies and gentlemen, the red corner sinks in the rear naked choke, forcing his opponent to tap with an official time of 2 minutes 48 seconds of round number 2. El ganador por sumisión, your winner by way of submission, el potro menorquino, Fabia Sintes.
4-2 looks pretty good for Sintes, who wins via Mata León, which is the Spanish version of rear naked choke, which translates to lion killer. Does that mean people
I don't know how they came up with that Mata León and rear naked. I don't know how that told.
Don't try and choke out a lion is all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. I don't know how they came about.
Sintes in remarkable condition. You can see it. He's got the 8-pack brewing.
Right, and see, that's Perez right there, right from the start, that first clip. He comes right at you, very aggressive, throwing in bombs. However, he switched the game plan here, trying to take it to the floor, and Sintes just followed up, defending himself quite well. And here it is. He just couldn't take him down. Sintes was the one that followed up and had a lot of success on the ground game, hence he got that rear naked choke submission. So in a sense here, Perez's wrestling just wasn't the key here. Sintes just figured it out as easy as reading a map, submitting his opponent by rear naked choke. Great win for the man from Spain.
A comfortable submission. He had it. He dropped the hips, and he was able to squeeze out Perez. Economical punches. I mean, this was over in the second round, and Sintes in the 135-pound bantamweight division, which we probably agree is the best division. We have the champion, David Martinez. Maybe he can crack into that top 10 in 2023, and who knows what can happen in the future. Next year's going to be huge for Combate Global, but we still have the main card to get onto here.
Mi nombre es Ismael Zamora, mejor conocido como El Kraken. Tengo 22 años y soy originario de la Ciudad de México. Mi estilo de pelea yo lo describiría como agresivo. Me mantengo siempre hacia adelante, yo siempre voy a buscar finalizar. No está en mis planes llevarse la pelea a los jueces, entonces yo siempre voy para adelante en todo momento. Para mí pertenecer al equipo de los Bone Breakers es un orgullo verdadero. La verdad me siento bendecido de haber podido llegar a ese equipo y ellos han estado conmigo desde que comencé y hasta ahorita me mantienen. Mi última pelea en combate contra el Escorpión Barraza fue algo sorpresivo. Mi contrincante principal no pudo pelear, entonces el Escorpión Barraza tomó la pelea y la verdad mucho respeto para él porque no cualquiera lo haría. Pues yo iba seguro de lo que soy capaz y por eso no tuve problemas para finalizar. Mi contrincante Azizoun es un peleador bastante experimentado en el kickboxing, en el K1, en la pelea de pie, tiene bastante experiencia. Sin embargo, no es algo que me preocupe, ya que esto no es kickboxing, esto no es K1. Estas son artes marciales mixtas, entonces yo estoy preparado para lo que sea. Si se quiere ir a la reja, le damos en la reja. Si se quiere al piso, estoy listo para finalizarlo. Lo puedo someter, lo puedo noquear. Entonces, donde se dé, voy a finalizarlo. Azizoun, espero que estés preparado, ya que tú vienes a mi jaula, tú vienes a mi terreno. Esto no es kickboxing, esto no es K1 y espero que estés listo para soportar mi presión.
We are back here in Miami, Combate Global. Not a lot of events remain here in 2022. We look forward to next year, which is going to be remarkable. One step at a time. You gotta make sure if you have a fight this year, you put yourself in the prime position to make 2023 the best year of your career. And that's what these two gentlemen want to do. Will Ismael Zamora be that active next year? Certainly would like to keep it that way. His 5th fight, but in his path, kickboxing extraordinaire, Azizoun. Let's get to meet the Frenchman making his Combate debut tonight.
Déjà, je suis très honoré de représenter la France aux États-Unis. Donc c'est pas tout le monde qui a la chance de pouvoir représenter son pays. Donc moi je suis fier de représenter la France et puis montrer au monde entier que les combattants français sont des grands combattants. Je suis plutôt de base un striker, mais comme je le disais auparavant, j'ai fait des stages dans différents pays pour améliorer tout le reste des phases de combat, donc la lutte, le sol. Donc aujourd'hui, on va dire que je suis complet, mais je suis une préférence pour le striking. La cage, c'est mon territoire, donc si quelqu'un rentre dans ce territoire, c'est qu'il est prêt à faire la guerre. Donc mon adversaire du 30 octobre est prêt à faire la guerre avec moi. Je suis prêt.
Entrando a la jaula, Azizoun.
Azizoun, you saw the record. It's combined kickboxing and MMA, 19-1-1 as a kickboxer, 1-0 in his MMA career. That occurred in October of 2019. So it's been a minute since he's been in a proper professional scenario. And now he has this opportunity. He beat Dalibor Bogdanov, by the way, via submission, which has got to be good news to show that a kickboxer can win in that capacity.
Yeah, he said that took a little some time off due to the pandemic, and he took that time to work on his ground game. He had that kickboxing background already, so that's something that he continued to do, but he emphasized a lot more on his jiu-jitsu to prepare him for the big leagues that it is Combate Global, as he meets Ismael Kraken Zamora inside La Jaula. This is his 2nd professional mixed martial arts bout. But this young man, if you're looking at his record, he's been in combat sports for a very long time, a near perfect record as a kickboxer. What's gonna be key here is, Max, is playing that distance. You don't want Zamora to be pushing the pace. You have to use that reach, because Zamora would go for a takedown. Now, if he's venturous enough to go ahead and work a little bit of his ground game, why not? But having that kickboxing background, that would be my key to win tonight.
So impressive when you see about being able to represent your country, that Azizoun said it's good to represent France and good to do it in the United States. But what about his opponent, the Kraken?
Honestamente yo me subo a la jaula a finalizar, no pretendo irme a la decisión de los jueces, o sea, yo busco destruir a mi rival en todo momento, ya sea a ras de lona o en la pelea de pie, que honestamente prefiero la pelea de pie, pero en donde se dé yo me siento cómodo y busco finalizar. Principalmente peleó por mí, porque es mi sueño, porque desde que pisé el tatami a mis 14 años, yo supe que esto es lo que quería. A mis 22 años, pues he logrado lo que me he propuesto, la verdad. Entonces yo pretendo dar un ejemplo de que cada persona puede hacer y lograr todo lo que se proponga.
Gigante, Ismael Zamora.
Ismael Zamora, the star pupil for Bone Breakers. Just a baby, really, in this profession of mixed martial arts, just 22 years of age. He comes in here, as we have mentioned, with some frequency. His 5th fight in 2022, and all he has had is success. Of those 4 fights, all of them finishes, 3 via TKO, 1 via armbar.
This man right here, I was listening to his interview. He spars with the champion, David Martinez, and he said it's because of him. He pushes me to be where I am today. Did they bring up that question, though? Would you fight your teammate for the title? He basically said, no, that's something that I need to focus on. I don't think it will happen, but that's just the type of person and fighter that you'll see inside the cage.
But we want to see that.
Of course I want to see that.
Because this is also in the bantamweight division, so these are 2 very good competitors. We don't know a lot about Azizoun with regards to MMA. We know he is mercurial as a kickboxer. We'll see how that translates. 2 very young fighters. This is what Combate is all about, giving these guys the opportunity, as you see the big advantage via the reach for Azizoun. Tolupe Contreras.
Este es el duelo estelar de esta noche, 3 vueltas división peso gallo. This is the main event, 3 rounds. In the bantamweight division, los jueces son, the judges are Richard Green, Vicente Rodríguez y James Lázaro. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestido de blanco, presenting the blue corner, wearing white. Marcó un peso oficial de 135 libras y media. He registered on official 135.5 pounds. Con un récord combinado de 20 victorias, una derrota y un empate, with a combined combat sports record of 20 victories, 1 defeat and 1 draw. De Saint-Étienne, Francia, Anas, the Rainmaker, Azizoun. En la esquina opuesta, vestido de rojo in the opposite corner, wearing red. Su peso oficial, 135 libras, his official weight, 135 pounds. Entra por 7ª vez a la jaula, con 5 victorias y solo una derrota. He enters la jaula for the 7th time as a pro, with 5 victories against 1 lone defeat. De la capital azteca, la Ciudad de México, Ismael Kraken Zamora. El referee internacional, Raúl Porrata.
Raúl Porrata, the 3rd inside the jaula.
Obedezcan mis órdenes y protejan en todos momentos. Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Yo quiero ver una pelea limpia. Toquen guantes, touch gloves. Back to your corners.
Anas Azizoun, the man known as the Rainmaker because of the way he fights.
Right from the start, Max, there's going to be lots of exchanges from these 2 men. Ismael does have that great boxing, and Anas is that kick. But what I love to do, he has adjusted here. He's leveled down, came down a bit. Kickboxers, Muay Thai guys, they tend to stand up. But you see how he's just kind of squatting just a tad bit to come to the level of Zamora. So good on his end as he adjusted to this new sport of MMA.
Such an intriguing matchup, as you can see when we've seen him in the kickboxing fights, it's a different look for Azizoun because he has to be aware of the different dynamics involved in mixed martial arts. So the obvious question, Rolofo, is it Zamora taking this fight to the ground?
Right, that could be on paper. That would be the thing to do for Zamora.
Oh, good left hand there by Azizoun. Kraken responds.
And at one point, I even thought he was going to go straight, throw that right and switch gears and go to the floor, but kept it set. Listen, if this thing stays standing, this is going to be a really fun, exciting fight.
Yes, Azizoun looks really competent standing up with kicks and punches.
And he's more of the aggressor. He's the one that's kind of dictating where this fight goes. Zamora's just following through.
Yeah, he is controlling the jaula.
In other fights we've seen, Max, Zamora is the one that comes right at you.
Azizoun very well known in the kickboxing circles.
Azizoun switching the stance.
Trying to stomp out in that lead leg. Kraken having some difficulties closing the gap. Gets caught trying to come in.
Man.
Azizoun so long.
That's that beautiful kickboxing. It's just a 1-2 calf kick. And you'll see a lot of those combinations. I mean, just crazy combos for kickboxing. From the combining the hands and the legs. The kicks, so fast paced. Now, the question might arise, Max, and maybe you think of that, well, you know, you have a kickboxer and you got a guy who's been doing MMA. You know, what's the difference? Well, in kickboxing, the guys will be really close. There's not too much of the moving around like you do in MMA, like Ismael's doing. You see how he's switching his feet around. It's more like a steady footwork. And then they move right at you. So that's something that Azizoun needs to adjust, or has adjusted. You're seeing it here right now.
One thing about, you think kickboxing, and you're all right, he's going to be really good with his legs. But obviously he's good with his hands, and he's also good with his knees. You'll see when he gets close quarter, and now he's doing well on the ground. Anis Azizoun not sandbagging here, much better than we had predicted in every capacity.
He took Zamora to the ground. Just goes to show you that kickboxing, sure he has it under his belt, but very confident on the ground.
Engaged in that clinch very well, and Kraken just looks like a smaller fighter right now, and Azizoun is like ragdolling him a little bit.
Zamora's getting tested.
Closing the gap, Azizoun got caught there as Kraken had the shorter distance.
Great way of moving back from Azizoun. Great
Excellent
head movement, yeah.
So good with his legs. You can see he can get you with the kick, he can get you with the knee. Kraken Zamora not sure which way to go.
Just a long leg, Max.
Well, it looks like more kickboxing than MMA right now to the benefit of Azizoun, but now he engages again.
Zamora trying to use that jab and overhand to his benefit, but Azizoun just moves out very quickly, defending it quite well.
And some directions from El Porata. Again, the clinch is where Azizoun has really surprised us, looking comfortable in these engagements.
He's comfortable on all levels, all departments. Whether it be in the stand-up game or on the floor. Now, I was really surprised that he was the first one to go for the ground. I would have predicted it would have been Zamora, but
it's got to mess with Kraken there a little bit.
Absolutely. It just goes to show you, it's like, okay, this guy is well-rounded. He's just not just a kickboxer. Oh, look at that knee, fast.
Yeah.
Man.
20 seconds to go. Anis Azizoun opening some eyes here, including Rodolfo and I.
It's like a meteor shower.
Final 10 seconds. Zamora trying to find something that will work moving forward, but he is in a fight, no doubt about it. Did not expect that. And that's, I mean, with Kraken, who's been so explosive in every time we have seen him and dictates the terms from the beginnings. You see there's a little bit of a cut there on the left cheek of Azizoun. It's the first time we've seen Kraken being pushed around a fair bit.
Yeah, and look at that. Zamora here throwing in that overhand. But Azizoun, he's been the one that has had the hands on the wheel, controlling where this fight goes, taking it to the ground, where if you look at the records, if you look at their experiences, you would assume that Zamora would have been the first person to take this fight to the ground. But no, it was the kickboxer. He was the one that tested himself. Really looking forward to see what's going to happen in the second round.
Well, Sank there. Maybe a little adjustment in the game plan. back here for round two. Maybe an adjustment here or two for Ismael Kraken Zamora, who is 4-0 in Combate, 5-1 overall.
And in those 5 fights, Max, they all have gone to only the second round. So if this goes the distance, or if we get to the third round, it'll be the first time this year that Zamora gets to the last 5 minutes of the fight.
Just to recap the 4 fights in 2022, on April the 8th, he beat Slick Rick Zelada, second round armbar submission. 2 weeks later, April the 22nd, first round knockout of George Garcia. July, beat Scorpio Barraza, second round TKO. And in September, beat Andres Roldan, second round TKO. 4-0 in 2022.
Zamora trying to work the body of Azizoun or Anas. And look at,
well, that's, Zamora got one of the judges to see it his way.
Oh, yeah, he's been attacking more of the body, Max. Zamora is the type of fighter that loves to connect in the liver area. And that might be the key to victory here.
This is what Kraken did in the first round. Trying to quell him in the clinch, he's doing it again.
As he's figuring out this puzzle of Anas.
Just a different thing. These fighters do look like they should be in different weight classes. I mean, volume-wise, they're about the same size. And Azizoun's just taller.
He's a tall, lanky dude, long legs. And as a kickboxer, you know, you'd have that great advantage. The height, legs. Great way of Zamora positioning his head. And Azizoun already has a mouse on that left, right above the eyebrow. Huge mouse on the left side, Max. Sure, Zamora sees it and he's gonna attack that, but it's a really big mouse. Couple of shots and that thing will just pop.
Azizoun connecting there, and it's just been, from this distance, Kraken's got nothing.
Oh, quick shot there to the body. Things changing back and forth, finding an opening, finding a gap. Oh, great uppercut there attempt. Got blocked there by Azizoun. Great head movement though for Zamora. But he's being pushed here. He is definitely being tested, Max. And the way it's looking, it's going to go to the third round.
Kraken's got to close those gaps. Nothing behind the punches, too.
Keeps growing.
Yep. Anas Azizoun looks like he was made for mixed martial arts. Keeping it stand-up, and you said it, if this stays stand-up, it's going to be an interesting fight. An interesting fight, and probably a successful one for Azizoun, who starts to get those knees in, and that's his predominant weapon in the kickboxing world.
It's like a chess match. Figuring out your next move, where to connect. Zamora there trying to position his hips so he can take Azizoun to the floor. But just good clinch work here. Good way of using those underhooks. Azizoun, I love how he protects there that rib area. He knows, he smells it already, that Zamora's gonna attack the liver area. It's a good way of seeing it and protecting it. Great way how he comes down. He comes down and then he follows up with a shot. Good way from Azizoun.
Well, Kraken got the judge the first time, but he needs to get a little more offense here, and Anas Azizoun's not giving him any windows.
Takedown. Wow. Man, really impressive.
And now maybe something there. He's going to twist him around.
Again. He took him off.
Oh, he took a point off of there.
He took a point.
Kraken loses a point here. He has been uncomfortable all fight long.
And he grabbed it again.
But now he's got the heel.
I think he grabbed it again.
Couple warnings there. Kraken Zamora seeing his year maybe end badly. There's the knee. Final seconds of round two.
That could hurt him.
Kraken running out of ideas. He's gonna have to come up big as he is dropped right at the end of round 2.
Wow.
1 point off.
This unexpected.
What is this?
It's Azizoun with the 1 point off. I said Kraken, but it was Azizoun.
And
no point off,
and
but
I'd like
it
to
is.
rectify something here, Max, that
He was warned once.
Right, they warned him, maybe even twice, I think I heard him. But there's no reason for a referee, because sometimes I get this question, if they deduct a point, referee doesn't have to stop the fight. He could just add him, unless there's, you know, something like something illegal or whatnot. But if he's touching that fence, he could rightfully just take out that point and continue on. Great exchange there from two, man. Wow, good stuff.
We are back. Round 3. And just to update you, a point deduction for Anas Azizoun. We think he won that second round, but a point away leaves everything up for grabs in round 3. So a chance for Kraken to get his bearings and get back in this fight and win this fight.
Very critical for Azizoun for that point deduction there.
Azizoun, who said he trains with Chaos Squad with Samir Kadi and Yanis Jourfa, his Moroccan descent, but representing France, transitioned to MMA after competing kickboxing. He wanted to try something that allowed him to be more free. But now the point deduction, the corner argued with it, said there shouldn't be a point, but there was a warning there from Raul Porata. Multiple warnings according to you, Rodolfo, and it is what it is. And we're going to see the scores here, and it'll reflect 1 point off for Anas Azizoun.
I think I might have heard twice Raul giving that warning. And again, if he makes that deduction, referee does not have to stop the fight. The fight can continue on. Now, unless, like I said, it's something illegal, say like an eye gouging or something like that, then, you know, they'll stop the warning. But for something as simple as touching the fence or the cage, La Jaula in this instance, the fight could continue. Now, that could too be, Max. Remember, this is a guy who's used to fighting in a ring. Okay, now you put him in a cage. And that maybe it's just we're a creature of habits.
Different diameters, certainly, different thing. But now, I mean, the point is affected Azizoun. He's a little out of sync right now. And it's funny when you said that about the cage to the jaula, or the ring to the cage. It's starting to look a little more awkward. But I think that point's in his head still.
Yeah, and look at the scorecards right here. That second round. Ooh.
We might be heading to a draw. It's a possibility.
It's a big chance that we might head there.
If Kraken gets a 10-9 round.
You know, people think that fighting is just fighting, but where and what, or what area you fight in makes such a big difference for your footwork. You may be touching it again there. Couldn't see that. But
Kraken unfurls.
There's such a difference, Max, when the psychology when you fight in a cage, in a ring, the way you move.
Nothing on the ground, Kraken. He got in the clinch, but he's not been able to get in a position.
Azizoun's the one that's been taken. He already has 2 takedowns. They were very successful. Maybe 3.
Oh, Kraken now combines. It wasn't clean, but it was something. Straight hand trying to set up a power punch for Azizoun.
With so much power with that left hand. All that power from the back leg. Great knee in the clinch with the, wow, 1-2 knee. Man, Azizoun feels very comfortable there. And he's waiting for that highlight reel. And I'm pretty sure as we get closer to the end of this round, he's just gonna let everything go.
He has to. Kraken still pretty close to the vest. Looking to shoot possibly, but Azizoun has been very good defensively. That's a tough target to take down.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, big knee.
Oh, that calf hurt him. That calf kick. Oh, another takedown.
Now it is Azizoun for the second time with the takedown. Gets into clearing the guard. Unbelievable. Azizoun clearly has been working on the entire MMA game. He said this is what he wanted, and his transition so far has been exemplary.
Right here,
and now it starts
Max.
underneath.
He's spinning around.
It's got an anaconda, maybe.
Yep.
He's
turning.
hold.
May make it a knee.
Kraken gets out. Kraken's got to fire it up. He's got 45 seconds. Looks like Azizoun has the upper hand in this third round. The Frenchman. We didn't know much about him. We do now. Even with a point deduction, he might be on his way to a famous victory.
Azizoun is a real deal in mixed martial arts. Now he's being taken to the floor. Zamora working to get that last second submission if available. But I don't think it's gonna happen as Azizoun turns the tables.
Trying to get the mounts. 10 seconds. Azizoun.
Wow, man.
Going after one of the best fighters in any division in Combate Global, and looks like he's gonna get the victory.
Great fight.
Viva la France! We don't know for sure. It depends on how that third round is viewed, but everyone's irons are up. We'll be back with the official decision in a cracking main event.
Púas Pérez.
Mi nombre es Cristian Pérez, me dicen Púas, soy de Ensenada, Baja California y estamos en Miami, Florida. Mi apodo Púas me lo puso mi papá desde que nací, desde súper pequeño, entonces ya fue algo que estaba fuera de mi control, pero me gusta mucho. Mi última pelea trabajamos un poco más el boxeo, sabíamos que era un peleador muy aguerrido, que era un peleador también rankeado por lo mismo, tenía ascendencia mexicana, entonces yo estaba preparado para una guerra. Lo que trabajamos más fue el striking, el boxeo y logramos nuestro cometido, ¿no? Que fue lograr un knockout.
Demostrar, bueno a la derecha, esto se va a acabar aquí, ya basta, basta.
El ser la última pelea de la temporada me da un poco de presión, pero al ser tan inteligente como peleador, yo sé que la voy a utilizar para sacar lo mejor de mí. Voy a cerrar esta temporada porque lo que yo busco a la siguiente temporada entrando el año es coronarme campeón de mi categoría, entonces tengo que hacer un buen trabajo en este cierre de temporada para que me den, como quien dice, el pase directo ahora sí por el campeonato mundial. Lo único que tengo para decirle a mi oponente es que se prepare muy bien porque estoy entrando a otra evolución de mí. Entonces, pues yo creo que va a ser el primero que le va a tocar experimentar esta nueva disciplina.
Cristian Pérez.
Getting ready for the final fight, Alitzel Mariscal. Much need of a victory. Will take on undefeated Melissa Amaya. That'll put a bow on her in the jaula. There is Amaya. Very respectful of her opponent. We've seen her grow in every fight and becoming a better and better pro. But what about the official decision? We just don't know yet. Who will get it? Anas Azizoun or Ismael Zamora? To Lupe Contreras for the particulars.
Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, el juez Rodríguez anotó 28-28, un empate after 3 rounds of much more action. Judge Rodríguez scores it 28-28, a draw. Superado por, overruled by, Judges Green and Lázaro, that scored about 29-27. Los jueces Green y Lázaro entregan tarjetas de 29-27 a favor del ganador, por decisión mayoritaria in favor of the winner, by way of majority decision. The Rainmaker, Anas Azizoun.
Representing France and Morocco, 2-0 in his MMA career, 21-1-1 in his comeback career. That was impressive. He came, he conquered, and he beat one of the best at 135 in Combate Global, and he did it from the jump.
Absolutely, and it impressed El Jefe Camo McLaren inside La Jaula, right in the mix of it. Let's go to some of the highlights. Anas just impressive as an overall fighter, not just because of his kickboxing background. This guy proved today he is a well-rounded fighter and belongs in mixed martial arts. Great, crisp kickboxing from the start. Knew how to capitalize when the opportunity was there. But what was most impressive is he was the one to shoot first to the takedown and taking Zamora to the ground, where he had much success. But it was this right here. It would have been a unanimous decision, but it was a point deduction in the second round where he kept on holding to La Jaula, something that I'm sure he won't make that mistake ever again in his next future fight. But in the third round, Azizoun, once again, impressing everyone here. Great work from this young man from France. I'm sure we'll see him very, very soon inside La Jaula. As we look at the head-to-head, the stats, just 81 punches compared to the 75. The kicks, 49-14 for Azizoun. The striking, more of an accurate striker, that is Azizoun with 85% of it. And a takedown, look at that, that just stands out, Max. 5 takedowns to 1. When on paper, you would probably think that Zamora would be the one that would have taken this fight to the floor, but no, it was Azizoun. Took the chances, displayed what he's been working on in this ground game, and he showed it off here. Great fight, great way to make a debut inside La Jaula. Looking forward to his next fight very soon here. We're ready for the women, Max.
Let's go. This is going to be a good one. Melissa Amaya is a bona fide star, but she has to keep winning. And all of a sudden, if she could get to 5-0, looks at 2023 as one of the main event top-tier talents in Combate. But we'll get there first. But before we do, you don't want to miss the reality show that's taking the TUDN streaming service by storm, VIX.
I wanted this show to find the best gym in the world. The best gym in the world has heart, skill, and dedication.
Las artes marciales es una forma muy efectiva de desarrollar todas nuestras capacidades humanas.
¡Fuerza! Es un gimnasio del talle. Queremos calidad, no cantidad.
Trabajar en familia para mí se me ha hecho bien fácil.
Welcome to the most viral team on the planet. Baby, let's go, get the list. Form breakers need to stay quiet and redeem themselves by winning some fights.
Si dices que es la mejor escuela y luego no peleas, pues entonces no creo que sea la mejor escuela.
No es el mejor equipo del mundo. Aún tiene mucho para demostrarlo.
That your students want to train with me. By the end of the show, they're all leaving and they'll be here with me.
We're flowing. Move.
Don't want to miss that. The challenge of the gyms on VIX as the four of the predominant gyms on the planet go head-to-head on VIX to see who is the best. Make sure you check your local listings and get VIX on your phone. Real easy. Plenty of great programming, lots of good sports there for your viewing pleasure. There is Alitzel Mariscal representing Mexico, representing Guadalajara. Has had been the tough luck loser on her last 2 fights. He's looking to change that and shock the Combate world with a victory over Melissa Amaya. Ocean Drive, as always, active. This is the busy season. We're getting into the busy season.
Snowbirds
for the holidays. Yeah, everyone comes down to stay warm, wouldn't you? But it's red hot inside the Jaula. And we'll be back. Miami will be the destination once again in 2023. Now we go to our final fight. There is Alitzel Mariscal Lost her last 2 fights by unanimous decision. Melissa Amaya, aware of that, knowing that it could have been much different, has to respect her opponent as Amaya approaches this fight 4-0. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Entrando a la jaula, Alitzel Mariscal.
Alitzel Mariscal. This is a crossroads moment for her. Trains out of Mad Dogs. Her boyfriend, Periquito Madrigal, right behind her, who also fights for Combate. This is a woman who has been involved in many sports and has been very effective. And now she gets ready for this one against Melissa Amaya in the flyweight division.
You mentioned about those sports, Max. She's dabbled into basketball, volleyball, soccer, but has a background in Taekwondo. So see a lot of that stand-up come into play here tonight inside La Jaula against Melissa Amaya. She's gonna need it because if it goes to the ground, that's where Amaya has the advantage.
Su oponente, Melissa Amaya.
The registered nurse, Melissa Amaya, who we have seen her develop here, all 4 of her fights under the Combate Global banner from October 2021 to July 2022. Victorious, 1 TKO, 1 submission. Her last 2, including the victory over Naomi Tataroglu via split decision. So the margin of victory has shrunk a bit, but she still stays unbeaten. She has a big old target on her back these days.
Yes, she does. She is ranked, although she does say that she wants to move down a weight class. But right now, her eyes are glued to Alitzel Mariscal, her opponent tonight. Looking forward to see if she will go ahead and show some of that boxing she did against Naomi, because she feels very confident. Nowadays, we go to the head-to-head.
Head-to-head, both very young, still getting started. You can see a huge height advantage. Mariscal just at 5 feet even, 4-inch via the reach. Amaya will certainly look to be the more effective fighter in the distance. Again, she wants to be at 115, but right now she is in the flyweights, and she is going to face the challenges in front of her. Time now to get ready to go back into the Jaula for the final time on this very special Sunday edition of Combate Global. We get it to Lupe Contreras.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. 3 vueltas, división peso mosca. We continue with much more action. 3 rounds in the flyweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Richard Green Jr., Richard Green y Vicente Rodríguez. Presentando la esquina azul, vestida de blanco, presenting the blue corner, wearing white. Su peso oficial, 125 libras y media, her official weight, 125½ pounds. Con un récord profesional de 2 victorias y 3 derrotas, she enters la jaula with a pro record of 2 victories against 3 losses. De pura sangre tapatía, Zapopan, Jalisco, México, Alitzel Mariscal. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestida de azul. Her opponent in the red corner, wearing blue. Detuvo la báscula a un peso oficial de 124 libras y media. She tipped the scales at an official 124½ pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula por 5ª vez a nivel profesional, buscando mantener su récord invicto de 4 victorias. Tonight, she enters la jaula for the 5th time as a pro, looking to remain undefeated with 4 victories. De Chaparral, Nuevo Mexico, and now fighting out of Spokane, Washington, Melissa La Mamba Amaya. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez, the 3rd inside the jaula.
Commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch them up, go ahead. Come out, fight. Judge. 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 Hey, don't break any more clackers.
Inside joke from Alan.
Didn't get that one, but I guess
he got it. He got it. That's all that matters. We're underway, and it is Melissa Amaya in blue, and you notice that she looks really focused. It's a different fighter. She's had fun. She smiles. No smiling.
Yeah, she usually comes in, smiles at the camera when they call her name. Not today. Today she has her eyes glued to Alitzel Mariscal. She wants to finish this fight. I was having a conversation actually earlier this week, and she was so happy and happy-go-lucky to get inside the cage. You would never know the type of person that she is. comparing her to what you saw right now on your screen. But boy, she's a very lively person and a great singer, by the way.
And you heard the introductions there, and she's got the nickname La Mamba, which is her new nickname. She didn't have one, but now her coach came up with it. He made a shirt with a snake on it, so La Mamba it is.
She trains with a Sikh Jitsu camp with our good friend Juliana Pena. Trains Mike Chiesa, also trains there.
Misha Tate.
Misha Tate, Rick Little there is the main dude overseeing these great talent. And Amaya is one of them. And she felt very confident last time when she took on Naomi, who is a stand-up fighter, just clearly. She did great kickboxing, and she decided to test herself, challenge herself, put herself to that obstacle to see how good she is, how good she's developed in her stand-up. And she found out she's really good at it. She's evolved.
In that clinch, little Muay Thai clinch a bit as she's working the body of Mariscal.
And she can land some knees in here. Now Melissa is the taller of the two. That comes into a big play. But she really is keeping this fight right at the top. So the challenge for Amaya is that she has to get down a bit here to get to the level of Mariscal.
Good momentum kick.
For Mariscal, she needs to work the body of Amaya to break her down and bring her down to her level.
Mariscal, emotional to represent her country. I do my best to do it as best as possible. Likes interchange, striking, and to be aggressive. Not too aggressive here. She has been absorbing the blows from Amaya, who has been.
Yeah, Mariscal now until now fires back, but she's been taking a lot but hasn't given any back. She has to be more consistent here, more active. So we can keep going here just back and forth. Amaya just looking around where she can strike. Mariscal, she's the one that's waiting on Amaya instead of taking a lead approach. Of course, Amaya does have that ground game. If she ever wants to dabble with that, she can rightfully do so and has the advantage. But Mariscal, yeah, it seems here that she's just not firing back as much. She's not moving, none of the head movement, not angling. Amaya's just like a serpent, just about to eat her prey.
Listen, Amaya, who says, my fighting style, I'm very fond of the ground game. Stand-up is developing. I'm having fun mixing both of them up, but she's been all stand-up. She looks great.
Yeah. And
wild miss from Mariscal.
And what I like about her stand-up here today, Max, is that she's cautious. She's patient. She's not doing anything wild. She's positioning herself when she can really pick her targets.
Amaya, center of the jaula. She is ranked number 2 at 125 pounds. She said her long-term goal is to be the 115-pound champion. So there's not too much pressure with the ranking because she is planning to compete in a different bracket. But maybe 125 works. It's been working thus far.
And I know we've only had about 4 minutes of action so far, but Mariscal's nose is already a bit red. You look at Amaya's face, nothing has been touched.
Shoots in. Mariscal's got a good center of gravity, not going anywhere. Yeah, Amaya's still working hard.
Good way of positioning her hips there to prevent that takedown. And now positioning her back in la jaula. Amaya here to toss.
Almost got it. Now she does.
Before, yep.
Side control.
And this is it. This is where Amaya has success. She's just waiting to put that leg over to get the full mount. Mariscal is just not responding in this position here. She could be in trouble. What's going to save her is the bell.
We'll reach the end of round 1. Round 2 coming your way. Mariscal just not really engaged thus far. That could change, but first round sluggish. And Amaya taking the initiative.
And the energy is just not there for Mariscal. And she doesn't counter every time that Amaya, and it's not like if Amaya's putting too much pressure, she's just chasing around, picking and choosing her shots. She's very patient. See, sometimes when some fighters that they feel they're confident or they have the advantage to stand up, they get carried away and they start throwing a flurry of punches. But Amaya's very patient. Look at her right here, though. Some great clinch work from her. But Mariscal is just not responding. She's not letting them hands go. She's not kicking as much. Good front kick there from Amaya. She has to be consistent.
Seconds out, seconds out, seconds out. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Back here for round 2. We were talking in the break that just not the engagement from Mariscal. And you see that sometimes in MMA. You train, you drop weight, you do all these things, and the fight comes around and you're like, I don't have it. Happens more often than not. There's not much the fighters can control it. But Mariscal's going to have to dig deep because she is not the sharper fighter inside the howler right now.
She needs to charge up those batteries here against Amaya if he wants the victory. Because Amaya's going to come right at you. And what I think great way of positioning herself, that she doesn't want to give her back, though. But I love that she came in with that front jab and then a shot to the abdomen area. Beautifully executed there by Amaya. And now she just wants to box. She feels very confident with hands. Cornering her. Oh, good
big kick.
There, yeah.
Mariscal's got
blocked.
no response.
She just has to do something. And of course, open scorecards, rightfully so. Judges seeing it to Amaya that first round. By this point, Max, if I'm in the second round, I've seen pretty much the same. As Mariscal said, that almost like she got hit in the groin area, but fights continue. At this point, if I'm Amaya, and I feel pretty confident that I have, oh, great left hand.
Oh, Amaya peppering away.
I just feel that she's just looking for a highlight reel right now. You know, she knows that she's gonna win this fight. She's very confident. Look at the flurry of pole, but Mariscal landed one shot. And that's what I was talking about, Max. See, Amaya has been very calm. She's kept a certain rhythm, but that exchange right there picked up the pace. She left a little opening, and Mariscal landed one in there.
Still got something to hang her hat on here in round 2. Melissa Amaya feels like I'm a kind of the same person in and out of the cage. When I fought Naomi Tataroglu in July, it was different than I expected. The game plan was to take her down and not strike so much. I heard her say during the round, between rounds, a lot of girls focus on grappling and not enough to stand up. When I heard that, I went for it.
But it takes two to tango, Max, and right now Mariscal is just not answering back. Even with that feint, actually it was a foot stomp, and Mariscal just went right back. She has to move in. Amaya just scoping out her opponent. Great right hand, landing, connecting. And she's kept it standing throughout this round right here, Max. I haven't seen Amaya attempt that groundwork, where she's good at. I really pretty sure here that she's looking for that KO victory and go home, get a highlight reel. Good feints from Amaya. It definitely takes Mariscal off her game. Good shot. The rib area with that kick, that front kick. Inside kick from Mariscal.
Amaya still hovering. Now she fainted with the match kicked in and then swept Mariscal down.
Now, if we head into the third round, curious to see if the corner tells her, hey, just wrap it up and land a couple of shots, take it to the floor, and let's work that ground game where she's very confident she has the upper hand. Or does she continue the fight feeling comfortable in the stand-up game? Working with a triangle choke, Alan Abeles keeping a watchful eye on Amaya's hand, as it is right there by the jaula.
Got a little wrist control there.
She's looking for that arm bar, Max. Amaya wrapping it up. She needs to position those hips so she could grab onto that arm. She has less than 30 seconds to go if she wants to wrap this one out.
Now Mariscal, she's holding onto that arm. Amaya looking for perhaps the submission victory.
Mariscal just holding on.
We'll go to a third round. Still one last shot at that arm bar.
Not enough time, Max.
We're going to round 3. Well, not much for Mariscal. She's just not into this fight.
Yeah, she's not. Just walking down with her head down. Maddox throwing in as we take a look at that second round action. Amaya landed a few punches, but Mariscal did sneak one in there that allowed Amaya to go back to her game plan of being more patient instead of exchanging her flurry of punches. And then towards the end of the round is when she switched the gears and Amaya took it to the floor. And then she attempted to get a final second submission there, but it just wasn't enough time. Let's see what she does in the third round.
Seconds out, seconds out. Last round, ladies, last round. Let's go, coach. Out, out, out. Last round.
Back for round 3. Can she dig deep and find something? It's been nothing from Alitzel Mariscal. Melissa Amaya on her way to the victory here. Just gotta be mistake-free. Stick with the game plan. Max Bretos, Rodolfo Roman, thrilled that you could join us here for Horror in the Jaula special Sunday Combate event.
You know, Max, body language tells you a lot, and after that second round, Mariscal just put her hands on her hip and put her head down. That shows a lot. It just seems that she's not in this fight.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens. This on the right, Amaya doesn't feel threatened whatsoever. Mariscal dedicated so hard. We talked to her, she seemed ready for this fight. She seemed very happy with the camp she had. She called the fight too. She goes, I know Melissa's gonna come forward. I know she's ranked number 2. I did not have any pressure on me. I come in clean. I am ready.
Pretty much a repeat of that first and second, where Amaya just landed the shots. Now she took it easily to the ground. And now Amaya picking up from where she left off in that second round, searching for a submission. Look, Mariscal here has great timing. She could land some shots right to the face. There's opportunities there, but she's not doing anything. It's like she's just laying her body on her, but not being active.
Hard to talk about Melissa Amaya and not mention the 2 major knee surgeries she's had to deal with. So she's had a lot to overcome with. A bit of a late bloomer to MMA, but she just, like a fish to water, found her calling. And now she is 3 minutes away from going 5-0.
And she's setting up that triangle, Max. Look, she has that leg right over, looking for the position. All she's waiting is for Mariscal to make a mistake, and she'll capitalize on it.
Amaya still comfortable, even though with her back to the mat. Making sure there's no more advances here from Mariscal. Mariscal at risk of dropping a 3rd straight fight. Hasn't won since March 2019.
Not as much
Looking for the armbar.
There it is. That's what she was waiting for right
the
here,
triangle
Max.
too.
She's been waiting for that. Oh.
Got the toes in the fence. Got to be careful.
Yeah.
Don't want to lose a point. Beautifully
Okay,
placed
there it
now.
is.
Now Mariscal's in deep, deep water.
She's been waiting for that, and I think she may have it right here.
Get it right underneath the chin.
Now she's gonna squeeze, squeeze, position those hips, grab onto the arm, and if she turns it, yeah, look, her head's already turning red.
tap.
tap.
there's
there
a
it
tap.
is. Yeah, there it is.
Enough.
There it was.
And you feel for Alitzel Mariscal. We know she's a real competitor. She just didn't have it today.
Bad day at the office, Max.
Bad day at the office. It happens to everyone. But it hasn't happened to Melissa Amaya in her short MMA career. She's been meticulous. She's been thorough. She's been a real professional. Gets the submission victory in round number 3.
She's been wanting to get that triangle choke, but it was right here in the 3rd round where she was able to grab onto that triangle choke and get that victory. Great work for Amaya. Made it look very nice and pretty.
Cristian Púas Pérez.
Mi nombre es Cristian Pérez, me dicen Púas, soy de Ensenada, Baja California y estamos en Miami, Florida. Mi apodo Púas me lo puso mi papá desde que nací, desde súper pequeño, entonces ya fue algo que estaba fuera de mi control, pero me gusta mucho. Mi última pelea trabajamos un poco más el boxeo, sabíamos que era un peleador muy aguerrido, que era un peleador también rankeado por lo mismo, tenía ascendencia mexicana, entonces yo estaba preparado para una guerra. Lo que trabajamos más fue el striking, el boxeo y logramos nuestro cometido, ¿no? Que fue lograr un knockout.
Demostrar, buena a la derecha, esto se va a acabar aquí, ya basta, basta.
El ser la última pelea de la temporada me da un poco de presión, pero al ser tan inteligente como peleador, yo sé que la voy a utilizar para sacar lo mejor de mí. Voy a cerrar esta temporada porque lo que yo busco a la siguiente temporada entrando el año es coronarme campeón de mi categoría, entonces tengo que hacer un buen trabajo en este cierre de temporada para que me den, como quien dice, el pase directo ahora sí por el campeonato mundial. Lo único que tengo para decirle a mi oponente es que se prepare muy bien porque estoy entrando a otra evolución de mí. Entonces, pues yo creo que va a ser el primero que le va a tocar experimentar esta nueva disciplina.
Cristian Pérez.
Welcome back. And for Melissa Amaya, who's just getting started her MMA career, you talk about a resolve. She is all business. There's a smile, finally. She gets her 5th victory to no defeats. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
El tiempo oficial, 3 minutos 12 segundos del tercer episodio, the official time. 3 minutes 12 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by way of submission, la ganadora por sumisión, la Mamba, Melissa Amaya.
Whether it's going to be at 125 or 115, Melissa Amaya is the real deal, Holyfield, and she will be a force to be reckoned with in 2023. 5-0. 5-0, where so many things went against the grain tonight. Melissa Amaya just kept on the same track.
It was Amaya all day in this fight, right from the start when she walked into La Hala with her facial expression. It's my day, it's my fight. Let me show you how easy I can make it look. That's exactly what happened. Just Mariscal just was not in the fight. She wasn't countering. She wasn't doing much, and Amaya just picked the pace. There was only one highlight that I would call, and that was the 2nd round, and Mariscal did land a shot, and that pretty much was the only ray of hope she had in this fight, as it was Amaya all day. Just great positioning with the hands, of striking, but it was a ground game where she ended up winning this fight right here with a triangle choke. She attempted to do it in that 2nd round, but it was a little too late. She had to wait to the 3rd to get that beautiful triangle choke victory.
Just getting better and winning in so many different ways. Melissa Amaya, hats off to her. She was dominant against Alitzel Mariscal, who just didn't have it today. She'll have better days, but this was not one of them. But give Amaya a lot of credit for applying the pressure and just maintaining it throughout.
Great stuff there from the young lady from the Sick Jitsu camp. Mariscal needs to go back to the drawing board, make some adjustments there. She wants to keep continuing here in La Jaula. Great horror in La Jaula event.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. The horror in La Jaula. Where do we go from here?
Well, we go for this undefeated 2 women next week. Hernandez versus Meneses Max. This is going to be a very exciting fight. Two women who have great stand-up game. Hernandez, the edge there with the wrestling. Should be a fun fight next Friday night. Back at it again. 2 more shows, Max, left for the year.
Both unbeaten. Daniela Hernandez 3-0. Andrea Meneses 4-0. Someone's O has got to go next Friday. Join us there. Earlier this evening, we showed you a replay of a fight featuring Jonathan Muñoz, who was victorious then. A few weeks after that, Jonathan Muñoz was killed in a motorcycle accident, and we paid tribute to him by re-showing his fight and remembering him as part of the Combate Global family for always.